Did you call Facebook plural?
I said Facebook's, and then I said the Twitch.
Right. So okay.
So you only picked up on half of my jokingly old man status. But I've hit a few of those recently where some people say some shit. I'm like, I have no idea what that means. I'm at that level. I'm at that point in my life. Hold on.
How are you, Heather?
Good. How are you? Are you still a Liverpool fan after the drama?
Of course. Well, listen. You got rid of Edward Woodward for you. You must be happy.
Yes.
Yes. Like,
yes.
Had a positive outcome for you.
Oh God.
Oh damn. I saw your boy Beckham the other day.
Yeah. How'd he look? He looked good.
He
Even as a little ant where I couldn't really tell who he was.
He looks pretty good, man. He looks pretty good.
I want to get to the point. I want to get to the story when somebody says, I saw Beckham the other day. Yeah, how do you look? Not that good. Like I want to hear one person in life.
You'll be waiting for a while.
Yeah.
You'll be dead first.
Wow.
No, she's right. I'm fat. It's true.
Not where I was going. I was going with he's eternally beautiful.
Well, but what I said was
sure.
Both those things can be true. They're not mutually exclusive.
Absolutely.
All right. So can you share? All right.
Neri, 3 times in a row. I think I did this correctly. I think I've earned my young man card back.
All right. Yeah, we had an issue where David was sharing the Facebook feed, but he was sharing it as a podcast page that he had that has not had a podcast episode come out in like 3 years. Like he was sharing it on the wrong, and we're like, "This okay." Yeah. And then he shared at one point. He shared it under the same Geekmore thing. I'm like, but we already posted. Okay, all right. So hold on, let me get the intro in here, and then we will get started.
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
You really adopted the dark. I was born in it.
Sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Bazinga.
2 in the box. Ready to go. We be fast. They be slow.
Cool.
All right, and we're live. Welcome to the Mt.Geekmore podcast, your favorite podcast where you come to watch and listen to people talk, debate, and argue over their top 4, MtRushmore, if you will, of their favorite pop culture subjects. Today's pop culture subject is the MtRushmore of casual dining restaurants, because it's 420, and 3 out of the 4 people on the panel are fat. So you know what?
I'm okay if you say 4. It's fine. It's been a year,
but it's not accurate. I am Neri Signs. With me as usual is David.
Howdy.
And today we have a couple of special guests. We have from Onside Radio. We have Ivy Toast. My man.
Hello.
Is here, and then we also have Heather from the Podcast Novo Morning Show with Heather and Mike.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning.
Hi.
Good evening.
Thank you.
Whatever.
You are our first time into the podcast. Thank you for coming on. If it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't be able to do this. So thank you.
That is true.
Because we do virtual thing now. Anyway, so we're gonna go around the horn and we're gonna talk about our favorites. David, how did you guys come up with your selections? So let's talk about that first. David, how did you come up with your selection?
So when we first started talking about this, we were doing it with Daniel DeBona. And obviously he's in Alabama, and so for like his mom, who might listen to the podcast, I was thinking, let me not do restaurants that are like local. Let me go chain. That way, someone who listens to this, who's not from South Florida, would appreciate the episode. So my top 4 are all going to be chain restaurants. They have to be located in at least one other state other than Florida, but every one of my honorable mentions is a local restaurant. So I kind of have 2 different lists going on here.
Yeah, everybody does. It's called their list and then the honorable mentions. Everybody has this. Okay.
That's what the fuck I just said.
Yeah, but you said it like you're like, oh, I like it. You like, oh, I kind of have like, yeah, everybody, we all have two lists. Yeah,
I didn't say I invented this idea.
okay.
So I need to come up with a second list here while we're doing
Well, if you don't have honorable mentions, that's what I'm saying. That's what he's
Okay,
saying. He's
all right,
saying
okay.
honorable mentions. Toast, how did you come up with your list?
Well, so also I was looking for chains, and I also was trying to figure out what I viewed as what the difference was between casual dining and fast food. So there were certain burger places that I think maybe some folks might think is casual dining that I kind of lean towards fast food, so I didn't even consider them. And I also try to kind of think of I also try to only give like of my 4 slots, I don't want to have like 4 places that specialize like in steak. So I wanted to have a variety between my 4. So if I had one that was really good at steak, then and there was another one that's just behind it, that other one didn't make it on. That's an honorable mention.
Correct. That is correct.
So yeah.
I did the same thing. I didn't mention that, but one of each.
All right. Heather, how did you come up with your list?
I was not nearly as thoughtful.
See, she's not fat. She's not fat.
She's not fat.
Well, I am a vegetarian. So
a lot of pasta places are going to be coming.
I am judging things based solely on carbs and alcohol.
Oh.
And I did end up going with all chains just because I'm basic white bitch. That's I don't go anywhere creative at all whatsoever. Jingles and music did play a part.
That's good. It's funny because 2 things I didn't take into consideration that you did, Heather. One, I don't drink alcohol, so I don't really. To me, alcohol never played a factor in this. But that's good that you thought of that because I was like, I people would be like, and 2, I'm also super basic. I love chain restaurants to the point that when I'm in a different city and I have to eat something, like if I'm performing at a different city, I would gladly and happily go to anything that's in the same, like every city has the same city place. And it's like, yeah, I'll just go to anything in there and I'll be completely happy with it. And I know a lot of comedians are like, I don't do chain, like I just do mom, like, and they start asking for recommendations online. I'm like, no, just go where it's good. That's I did chain restaurants. There's one that I had to look up to see if there's any more in any other state, just to make sure I can put it on my list, and it is. And so there's that. But I enjoy a chain restaurant. I enjoy casual dining. And as per Google, the difference between casual dining and fast food is that casual dining usually is table service. They usually bring it to your table. They usually take down your order, and there's a server involved, as opposed to you ordering the Big Mac at the counter and then taking it back to the table. That's not casual anymore.
Your Panera bread is out, is what we're saying here.
I think so, right? I would think so. I think
that's fast casual. Yeah.
Right.
Oh Jesus.
Fast casual. I don't know. It's the internet, man. Don't blame us, man. We just know the rules. And we only know this because we did a fast food restaurant episode a year ago. So we had to distinguish what's a fast food restaurant and what's not a fast food restaurant.
All right.
All right. So let's go ahead and get it started. Ooh, man, I completely forgot. How unprofessional of me, dude. Sorry about that. I have the jingles all queued up, and for some reason I forgot to do that. It's funny because I was talking to Dave, and I sent him the link, and he was like, "Are we starting at 8:30?" I go, "No. I'm getting my shit together because we have guests coming."
It was so out of character for you to, have things, prepared and planned.
Yeah, and then here I am. There you go. Now I'm like par for the course now, where I'm like, oh shit, we had something that.
Well, when you drop the pod, you can edit this out. Or not.
That takes work, man.
I thought this was streaming live.
It is streaming live, but it's the audio is then put in. All right, we're ready.
With the fourth pick.
Number 4. Round 4.
I'm in no mood for your wives' crap. Let's get it on.
All right, number 4s. Let's start off from my right. Should be everybody's right at this point. Is David? What is your number 4?
So my number 4 is Bahama Breeze. So I'm not vegetarian like Heather, but but I don't eat steak, chicken, or pork. So I obviously appreciate a menu that's got lots of seafood options there. And their bang bang, no, they don't call it bang bang shrimp. Firecracker shrimp is just incredible. Whatever sauce it is that they're using, you can slather that on anything, and I'll jump right in. You know, I'll lick it off the floor. I don't care. It's that good.
There's COVID. I wouldn't do that.
I'm vaccinated. You know, it's so. I mean, if you serve it in a tumbler, I'll drink it. It's that good. And then they've got coconut shrimp. They've got. I mean, you can be a little bit more basic and go for like a salmon or something. I love the place. They've got great drinks. The music makes me feel like I'm getting on a cruise, which isn't always a good thing because then I start shopping around for cruise prices, and that's So yeah,
Missy agrees with you. She says jerk chicken pasta at Bahama Breeze.
they they have some good pastas. They have a shrimp one that's really good. They have 2 shrimp ones. But yeah, they've got some decent soups. They got some flatbreads, which are nice, and that kind of fits my seafood restaurant. So.
All right, so I hate Bahama Breeze. I think it's
well, you don't like seafood.
Well, it doesn't make a difference. They have other non-seafood items, and
it's a lot of seafood.
Okay, but I'm judging it based upon the non-seafood items. And then here's the other thing: I've been to the Bahamas a million times. They don't have most of that food in the fucking Bahamas. Pasta is not a thing in the Bahamas. So I'm just like, no, I don't. I think I call fraud, and I'm out. So I'm not a big fan of Bahama Breeze. I had 2 bad experiences back to back there years ago, and I was like,
I'm gonna remember that when you mention anything other than cheesecake for your Cheesecake Factory pick. You know,
oh, it's gonna be fantastic.
That doesn't belong in a cheesecake. Talk about
factory, it does.
Okay, sir.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. All right. So that's Bahama Breeze, I guess. Whatever. All right. And nobody else had any thoughts of Bahama Breeze?
I didn't even know it existed anymore. It's not a thought. It doesn't register. Bahama
At least
Breeze.
you knew it existed at one point. I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
You've never heard of it, Heather?
No.
And she's as basic as they come.
I mean, but
her words.
I don't leave the house, so that's on me, not you.
The ambiance is pretty cool. I like the ambiance. They really go. They do that whole like what's that? The movie Office Space. The flare. They really
the flare.
That shit up. They really flare it up. It's like it's there. Vanessa commented and says, "Ooh, conch fritters from the Bahamas." And then Missy says, "Is there someone called McDonald's? Because then fraud, according to Neri." Actually, yes, there were 2 brothers called McDonald. You should look up that movie. It's really fucking good. I like the fact that everybody's attacking me because I just went to the Bahamas. I'm sorry.
Well, you said something really stupid. So
it's also a joke, but whatever. I mean,
it's on brand.
Joke, stupid. You know,
I'm running for office. All right, Toast, what do you got for your number 4?
All right, so my number 4 was taking care of my the Asian slot because I felt I needed because I'm a big Asian food fan. But normally I'll go to the mom and pop around the corner from my place, so it's not often that I go to a casual dining place like a PF Chang's. I guess that's probably the popular pick among folks, but I didn't go in that direction because I also went with there should be an entertainment aspect to this sometimes, and so it is Benihana. And just the whole concept and the fact that it is still in existence and the fact that they make you sit with
table.
Oh, okay. Oh, table and that. All right. So I don't have to talk anymore. Cool.
Heather,
but I'll say this: PF Chang's is overrated as.
You could curse, man. This
Yeah,
is
I mean,
It's overrated as fuck.
Yeah, you can. I know the fact that whenever I have radio people on here, you guys are very like. This is.
I don't want to upset the sponsors.
No sponsor.
Yeah, the sponsors. Okay.
It does take
me money.
Yeah.
This is costing me money.
This episode is brought to you in part by Aquaman.
I wish I could get sponsored by Funko or somebody. Shit. Heather, what do you got for your number 4?
Okay, this is going to sound weird since I started out saying I was a vegetarian, but Red Lobster. Now,
biscuits?
Biscuits. The Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yes, bro.
It's they're amazing. They're sold in grocery stores. Like, that's just how great they are. That you can buy them separately from the restaurant because they're so iconic. And anything that is Beyonce's reward for good sex is good enough for me.
Sorry, wait. Is that
are you serious?
What's that?
Her song, "Fuck Me Good, Take His Ass to Red Lobster."
Oh, really?
Wow.
I've never heard this.
So she takes Jay-Z to Red Lobster after he services her well?
Yes. That is it's
I miss those paparazzi photos.
It's in her song Formation. It's a very popular Beyonce lyric, but I'm just saying, good enough for Queen Bee, good enough for me.
I'd pay good money to see Beyonce eating at a fucking Red Lobster.
Oh my god.
It'd be a fantastic photo op. Just
she was in town this weekend. She was in Miami this weekend.
Okay, yeah, but that I'm with you. I hate seafood. I'm not a seafood person. It's not even my principal morals. I'm my level of fat doesn't go to seafood. But those cheddar biscuits, I was like, oh my god! I think that's the only reason they've stayed in. Like, Sizzler went belly up years ago. They went bankrupt, and there's no more Sizzlers because they didn't have a cheddar biscuit. Like, that's the only thing keeping Red Lobster afloat is the cheddar biscuit.
Yep.
It's that good.
Well, they've got their Lobster Fest where they,
I've never been.
I don't know.
To a Red Lobster?
It's okay. It's good.
And I love seafood. And my issue was so my issue with food is that obviously, yes, I eat lots of it, but I'm a bit of a food snob. And I have always not trusted a mass distributed seafood product like that. I'm always going to be concerned that there's going to be, shits and runs that come afterwards.
I mean, I have Mexican restaurants on my list, so I'm not. That's something that I clearly.
Yeah, no, but seafood can I don't know. I just don't trust it on that scale. I don't trust it on that scale.
It's never happened to me.
Cool.
For whatever that's worth.
I mean, I've only been to Red Lobster once, and then the other time that I've eaten the cheddar biscuits is because somebody went to Red Lobster, and I asked them, "Please bring me back cheddar."
They're that good.
That's it. We got a comment from Rob. Rob says he's worried about cursing with the "fuck the man" plaque in the frame. Excellent point, Rob. Excellent point, my friend. All right, so let's see here. My number 4. Let's get down to it. You know what? We've already brushed upon it. Cheesecake Factory. It wasn't going to be my number 4, but we've already talked about it. Cheesecake Factory, which happens to be in the top 10 of casual dining restaurants in the U.S. It's the only one on my list that makes that top 10, and I adore Cheesecake Factory. My friend Dave here is going to talk about how he hates Cheesecake Factory because they don't really pick one thing because their menu is too wide, it's too broad.
That's not my biggest gripe. That is a gripe, but not my biggest.
Okay. All right. And then but I would say I love the fact that every time I go in there I try something different, and I'm not really that kind of guy. I kind of just stick to whatever I like over and over and over again. But with the Cheesecake Factory, it's the menu so fucking, it varies so much that I'm like, all right, I'll try this, and which is great because it led me to one time trying the avocado appetizers, the avocado egg rolls, and it's fucking delicious. I mean, they deep fry avocado, bro. That's all I'm in.
Bro, those avocado egg rolls were probably 1,800 calories each. Everything on that menu, every entree on that menu starts at 5,000 calories and works its way up from there.
Yeah, I don't know if you conceivably.
I get it, bro. But don't talk about the avocado like it was the healthy part of that meal.
No, I
because it
wasn't
was
saying
deep
anything
fried
about
in like
healthy.
85 layers of bacon fat.
But I wasn't saying anything about it being healthy.
No,
I said
but you
it was
implied
delicious.
it was healthy by saying
Right.
avocado.
I literally
Yeah, you
said
did.
they
No, that
deep
was implication.
I literally said they deep fry avocado. What part of that makes you think that I care about being healthy?
That's healthy for you.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. That is the healthy for me. But Cheesecake Factory is just so fucking delicious. And then every one of their cheesecakes that I've had has been fucking great. Not good.
I will give
but
you that. The cheesecakes are fantastic.
So good. So I enjoy a Cheesecake Factory. I enjoy their menu.
How long would it take you if you were a waiter or waitress to memorize that menu?
Too long.
Look, I consider myself to be a decently smart guy. But there are certain jobs I can never do. There was one night while working as a comedian at an improv that they were down a food runner, and I was hosting, and I said, I'll do it. I'll run the food. And they were like, no, people will recognize you from being on stage. And like, I'm just a host. Nobody's going to recognize me. And in my head, I was like, I hope people do recognize me. That would be cool, right? He's just like, yeah. And nobody fucking recognized me whatsoever. I had my dress shirt on. I took it off. I had a black underneath shirt. And I just ran food. And that one night of running food, I was like, fuck, that they deserve way more money than they get paid. I can never be that shit. That's just a food runner, not even a waiter that has to deal with fucking people. I'm like, So good for you guys who do that shit in the food industry. Vanessa says Cheesecake Factory's brioche breakfast sandwich. If for those of you who don't know what that is, if you go to Denny's, they have a Moons Over My Hammy. That is the same exact fucking thing. However, Cheesecake Factory does do it better. Their sourdough bread is thicker. So check that out. All right, that's my number 4, man. So for number 4s, we have, let's go through the recount here. We have Bahama Breeze, Benihana, Red Lobster, and Cheesecake Factory. So far we are down the course of again just generic.
Well, Benihana got tabled.
It's true. Benihana did get tabled. So let's check that out.
Round 3.
3 is a magic number. Yes, it is.
All right, number 3, Dave. What do you got for your number 3, man?
Well, now we can talk about Benihana, unless someone has it higher. Okay, great. Toast, I kind of cut you off. Do you want to finish that thought about Benihana?
Well, yeah, I just the fact that they get away is still for this long with seating you next to total strangers and like total strangers, and that they are able to maintain a level of consistency with the chefs over the years that can do all the same. Like, there's got to be a Benihana school. There's actually, so I'm impressed, and that it's such a one-off. There's nothing else like it. There's nothing else like it and it's been around for basically my entire life. And so, yeah, pretty impressive. They put on a show. It's like going to that castle in Orlando with the medieval castle.
The medieval times,
medieval times. They put on a show.
I love a themed restaurant.
Yeah,
I love a themed restaurant, and I think they do it better than just about anyone. I've been going to Benihana like my entire life. My love of sushi comes from there, and for me, if I had to choose one, I guess ethnic food to have for the rest of my life, it would be Japanese. And I say this as the son of Cuban immigrants. Fuck the Cuban food, bring on the Japanese food, and it's everything there is delicious. I can order just about anything off the menu, and I know that I'll really like it. In fact, I'm pretty sure I've had everything on the menu, and I've enjoyed it all. You can sit at the sushi bar and just order sushi until you're broke and love it. I've yet to go to Benihana and be disappointed.
There you go. Yeah.
I like Benihana, but I am a huge fan of Samurai. It's a restaurant in Miami. It's the same exact thing. In fact, it's actually owned by Benihana as of like 2000 or something. They bought it, but they kept it as a Samurai instead of changing it to Benihana because Samurai specifically has a following very specifically with their sauce. Like they have a pink sauce that is like it is bar none better than anything I've ever fucking had. It's a yum yum sauce or whatever, but the way they do it is just better than anything that Benihana has. I go to Japanese steakhouses all the time. So that whole thing about dinner and a show and the whole flipping and the volcano and the whole thing, it's every Japanese steakhouse. And I fucking love all of it. That's great. But Samurai sauce is so good that when Benihana bought it, they go, no, we're not gonna fucking touch that. We can't do that. And I'm not a big fan of Benihana for that reason. And then the other thing is, every time I go to a Japanese steakhouse, I always think about the interview process. Like, think about, because these guys are world-class cooks, man. They cook amazingly. Just think about any job that you do is like, oh, you can do that really well. That's cool. Yeah, but can you fucking juggle? Like, that's my only the whole time I'm having the whole time. I'm just like, what's the interview process? Like, hey, cook me the filet mignon, and you're like, yeah, and you slice it up and you cut it. Like, yeah, but I need you to juggle eggs and then throw one in your hat and then give me a fake little mechanic. Like, what the fuck? What kind of process is this?
How is that different from going to a bar and they're doing their little tricks, flipping the bottles upside down and pouring it behind their back? They're putting on a show.
Yeah. But that they get tips for that. They get tips, both monetary and like from like phone numbers from.
You don't tip when you go to Benihana?
Yeah.
You don't tip it doesn't go to the chef. It goes to the server or whatever. I don't know how they're.
The server.
The server is the chef.
It's just right there cooking it for you. I'm pretty sure the chef gets some of that.
Maybe they do. I just don't feel like I'm tipping him specifically for that.
Interjection: as someone who did work as a waiter, you split tips at the end of the night.
Oh, okay. There you go. So yeah,
you know this as a busboy.
I was
food runner.
Food runner. I was very spoiled that one night. They gave me like way too much money as a thank you, and I'm like, this is how much money you guys think of it. And they had to tell me, they go, no, we don't make this kind of money every night. We just all were appreciative. I made like $6 after one show. I'm like, God damn, this is fucking a lot of money. Anyways, I feel bad for those guys. The interview process is bonkers. It's like, yeah, can you sing me a song while you're like, can you make a volcano out of onions? You're like, I'm fucking cooking you the food, asshole. Why don't you? There's no need to embarrass me here. All right, so Benihana's, enjoy it. Toast, what do you got for your number 3?
My number 3 is Macaroni Grill.
Solid.
Anyone else tabling that or all right? So listen, there's plenty of Italian options out there. Tons of them. So I guess it kind of goes with what your deal is. Where my thing is that when you talk about the Italian casual dining, whether it be Macaroni Grill or Carrabba's or Olive Garden or Maggiano's or whatever, there seems to be, you can find a bad one. Like you can go to one that's just crappy, that they just don't do it the same as. For some reason, there's a variance between the Italian restaurants when it comes. I don't know why. You'd think they would all have the same packaged ingredients and everything like that, but for some reason, especially I've seen wild variations like Maggiano's. Like one will be like really good, and then I'll go to another one. It's like, damn, like wow. But Macaroni Grill, dude, is solid. I love the pasta dishes. Never had a bad experience. I like the fact that it's not too loud. Some places are crazy, like Olive Garden. Seriously, dude, Olive Garden is the loudest restaurant on the face of the planet.
All right, Grandpa.
Well, it is. It is. It's awful. That place is trash, dude.
You were going with the fact that it's not loud, and in my mind, I'm like, is that the place that they had the crayons that they offered you the crayons to clean on the table? I'm literally like where I was going. I'm like, oh, they had the crayons. I haven't been there in forever.
Neither have I.
Vanessa just said they tore down the Macaroni Grill on Kendall Drive to build a Chick-fil-A.
Well, that's a wise business move.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
What's going to be at a Chick-fil-A?
Nothing.
Dude, mine stops traffic on 595.
I don't know, something about the homophobia in that chicken that makes it delicious, I guess.
Yep.
I like Macaroni Grill. I haven't had it in forever because the only one that I knew of closed down forever ago. So I don't remember. Like the last time I had, I was in high school, and that's
there you go,
over 20 years ago. So I don't remember. But I had a good time. I literally remember the crayons. I swear to God, I remember the crayons.
And that bread was delicious.
Yeah, good bread.
Yeah. All right. So Macaroni Grill. Heather, what do we got for number 3?
All right. My number 3 is Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen.
Oh, I went to this place for the first time just like last week.
It blew me away when my friend introduced me to it probably like 8-9 years ago. I had never heard of it, and we went there for lunch one day, and I ordered a drink that came in, I want to say it was the size of a fishbowl. It was just a regular drink. I did not order like a double or a large or a specialty drink. It cost $4, and it was like literally bigger than my head. So I was totally smashed very cheaply. So I loved that. It tasted great. I was blown away. And they have this honey butter croissant. Whoa.
I've
my God.
never even heard of this restaurant. But those words in that order that you just said, oh my God. Yes.
It's all like way oversized portions, totally overserving you, super cheap, like all this comfort food. Like you're going to get a New Orleans pasta. I think they have a pot pie and like fried chicken. I don't partake in that stuff, but delightful. But like I said, the honey butter croissant and the alcoholic drinks the size of your head that are way too strong. Beautiful. It cost me like $20 to get wasted there.
and it's all from scratch. It's a scratch kitchen.
Yes.
Where's it in South Florida?
The one I go to is in Wellington. I don't know if you want to come all the way up here, but 441, take it to the end.
There you go.
To the end. You know that road? Just fucking keep going, bro. Just keep going until you can't no more.
That's yes. Welcome to my house.
Neri, they just opened up one right across the street from my house. If you
I'm literally looking at DoorDash and trying to find like I'm for right now for like today. That's how good Heather.
Yeah, there you go. And Andrew's got it. 162 in Kendall Drive.
Andrew says 162 in Kendall down in Miami. Oh no, we did that. All right. What is it?
That's a solid pick.
Well, I'll look for it and then some other app. But I'm like, you sold me on it right now. I'm like, holy shit.
They have these fried cheese balls.
The Wisconsin cheese.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, and I'm lactose intolerant. I knew going into this that I was not going to be happy about it later. but the waitress brought a plate of it by, and I was like, fuck it, I got to do this.
I see David.
Damn my bowels.
He's just on the toilet. He's like, it's all right.
Did I send you the video? Is that what happened?
Quick delivery service. I'm in. This is what I want. This is the type of shit that I want. I'm like, I want to hear about new shit that I haven't heard of before. So yeah, that's it. That's a great pick. My number 3. Let's see what we got here. My number 3 is it's gonna be tough. I'm gonna go with Old Reliable. I think this is what everybody goes to. I don't drink, I'm not a drinker, but I know I have been there many a time, super late at night when all my friends are drunk, and I think this is everybody's go-to when they're drunk is Denny's. So my number 3 is Denny's. There was a great joke by Kathleen Madigan years upon years ago. She said Denny's is great when you're drunk because you don't have to read anything. You could just look at the pictures and point to the pictures as you're drunk to the waitress and be like, and then, okay, we'll get you that one. Yeah, Denny's is fantastic.
Wasn't the lead up to that no one ever decides to go to Denny's? They just end up at Denny's.
Oh, maybe. Yep. Yeah. I think you're right.
Exactly.
But I got to be honest with you. I mean, my wife left with the 2 kids. She took the kids to her parents' house in over the summer, and I stayed down here in the house, and it was 2 weeks of ordering dinner because I'm not going to cook for myself. That's stupid. That would have saved me money. And I ordered. I swear to God, I ordered Denny's so often that it was like when I went back months later to see like my previous orders, it was Denny's, and it was just it's just good comfort food that I just fucking love it. I get it. It's not the best or anything, but it's just always there. And
it was the beginning of the pandemic, we were working from home. I started ordering breakfast, because you were like wanting to support people. I don't know why I decided to support Denny's because it's not a local business, it's a fucking chain. But that was the excuse I used to be fat. I just loved it because it was the place where I could order pancakes and mozzarella sticks at the same time.
Yes. Oh my God, that is such an underrated thing for a restaurant. Yes.
Yes, and it was brilliant. And I ordered it so much that I ended up getting on. If you order from Denny's.com, and create an account on Denny's, it's actually cheaper than ordering it through DoorDash, who they deliver it through.
Really?
Yes. Pro tip.
Many evenings back in the late 90s, early 2000s, doing gigs down on South Beach, and about 3:30 in the morning, winding up at that Denny's right there, friggin' just blitzed.
Great.
That, and then if you're in Broward at Lester's.
Andrew says, I'm going to have to get on the treadmill after listening to you. Well, I'm glad you are, Andrew, because nobody here is doing that. So nobody is going to do that. All right, so our number threes were Benihana's Macaroni Grill, Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen, and Denny's. That is our number threes.
Round 2.
Dose, the sequel to Uno.
All right. Let me see here. All right. Dave, what do you got for your number 2?
My number 2 is BJ's Restaurant and Brew House. I kind of feel like BJ's is the place that Cheesecake Factory wants to be when it grows up, because they have that variation in their menu, except everything is excellent. Whereas, well, I'm not going to get into Cheesecake Factory. So, literally everything I've ever had there has just knocked my socks off. But the one thing that really stands out to me, and is probably 90% of the reason why I go there, the other 10% would be the beer. The beer is actually quite good. Is the dessert, the Pizookie. It's a giant cookie, like a pizza-sized cookie with ice cream on it. And you can get all different sides, all different kinds of cookies, all different kinds of ice cream, and it's every fat boy's dream.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's perfect that it comes in this like nicely warmed, like it's fresh out of the oven, and it's perfectly a la mode. So the ice cream is always going to be so frozen, and the spoon goes ever so effortlessly into the cookie, and it's nice and warm and gooey. It's just it is dessert perfection. And anytime someone says, hey, what do you want for dessert? Even if I've just had dinner, I'll say, let's go to BJ's, and I might end up getting like another appetizer or something there. Plus, the beer's real good, so you can get yourself verschnicken while you're eating good. So
we order BJ's all the time. My wife likes this. There's a bison burger that she really enjoys. I had the pasta and I wasn't really happy with the pasta. Like, just it was a regular spaghetti and it just wasn't really it didn't do anything for me. But
did they not butter the noodles properly for you?
I don't know. It was fine. It was fine. That's what it was. It was fine. Like I didn't complain about it. I wasn't
Thank you for laughing, just
it wasn't like ew, gross. I was just like it was, but they have this on their healthy menu, quote unquote. I'm using air quotes. Toast, take it easy. They have this chicken pita thing with feta cheese, and that shit is fucking amazing. The only thing that bothers me about that is that you only get two little tacos or whatever the hell they call them, and they're like $12 for 2 of them. And you go, whoa, this is not fucking this price is really absurd for this kind of food, but that is delicious. So much so that I try to make it on my own. I'm like, let me get these ingredients because it doesn't seem like it's a crazy amount of ingredients, and let me see. It has cilantro on it. It is fucking amazing. And what I hate about that place is their desserts. Their desserts are shit to me. The Pizookie is always, the cookie always comes hard. It always is just, it's too thin. The cookie's too thin. It's I'm not a fan. We literally have done this where we've ordered from BJ's because my wife, when she was pregnant, very limited menu she could have. So she ordered the bison burger because it's leaner than a beef. and she had the bison burger, and we've literally ordered from BJ's the food and gotten dessert from somewhere else, and we like literally had 2 orders.
Man,
from
you
DoorDash.
you and I have like totally opposite experiences at BJ's and Cheesecake Factory.
I'm telling you, it's not just me either. My wife was also like, I ordered the Pizookie a couple times, and my wife, after a while, she was just like, I don't want that. She's like, can we get dessert from somewhere else? And we literally DoorDash from 2 separate places just to be able to get dessert from somewhere else. That's how fucking yeah. Hey man, you've never heard me say, I wonder why I'm fat. That's not shit I ever say. That's not anything I ever say. I know why. All right, so BJ's Brewhouse. All right, Toast, what do you got for your number 2?
My number 2 was tough, man, because it was kind of my Americana restaurant slot, and there was a couple of them, so I'll go into those with the honorable mention. But it's a Scratch Kitchen, and it is Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, man, dude, they got great food, and the beer selection. And the one great little gimmick about the beer there is they have a big temperature, and they keep it all right around like 32 degrees. Nice. So it is always crazy cold. I won't get into just listen. From a waitress standpoint, it's what they wanted. It's what Hooters wanted to be when it grew up. I mean, they took the Hooters concept and like, but what if Hooters had really good food? And that's what they did. It's a Scratch Kitchen. And so my test with the Scratch Kitchen is, and you go and you get the chicken fingers, because you can tell frozen chicken fingers in a second, but you can also tell when they've been fresh battered and done right there. And so I love them because everything I've ever gotten there is good. The beer is crazy cold. And yeah, not to be sexist, but the view doesn't suck as well.
The first time I had Twin Peaks, the first time I ever went to Twin Peaks was in Houston, and it was like 4 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was a Houston thing. I didn't, because I had never heard of Twin Peaks anywhere else. So when I have a friend that lives out there, and I was doing a gig out there, and then I just came out of the airport. And he goes, dude, let's meet up. And he sent me the address, and we met up at Twin Peaks. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And so we went there. And first of all, I had no idea what I was walking into, like zero clue. Like my friend was like, let's meet at this restaurant. I'm like, walking in, 2 waitresses were walking out, and I was like, what the? I did that shit, because it wasn't even like, oh my god, they're so hot. It was like, right. Are you fucking dressing like this? Who the fuck dresses like that? Right? Who dresses like this is 2016, whatever it was. I was like, who the fuck is dressing like this? And I was like, what? And then I like breaking neck, and I'm like opening the door, the double doors, and then I walk, and then like I see all of them, and I'm like, oh, okay, it's not just those. Okay, cool. But we sit down, and I had one of the great, like I had a steak. Yeah, it was fucking great. Like I asked them, like, what's good here? And they're like, everything's good. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. I hate when people say that. Right. I'm like,
yeah,
fucking tell me. And the waitress recommended the steak, and I'm very weary of ordering steak. Like I can't go a fucking Longhorn or a fucking Texas Roadhouse. I'm like, ugh. But their steak was so good, and I was like, fuck, you guys don't fuck around. And it got to the point where I was there 4 days, and I ate there 3 out of the 4 days that I was there. I kept going back. I'm like, this place is awesome.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
And then I came back home, and like a year or 2 later, they opened one up in like Pembroke Pines or something.
Davie, there's one in Davie, yeah.
And I didn't even know that. I was driving by, and I fucking saw it, and I stopped. I literally was like, we got it. This is, I know we were going to church, but this
no, my wife likes going there. She doesn't mind. She's like, dude, the food is so good. I don't, go. She's like, whatever. Girls got to work. Do what you got to do.
We're supporting local people, honey. Twin Peaks, man. Great pick. Heather, what do you got for your number 2?
All right. My number 2, I'm going very cliche. I know what everybody says about it, but it's Olive Garden.
All right. I love Olive Garden. You ain't fucking telling me.
I'm sorry, but those breadsticks are
with the sauce, and the cheese, and the white cheese, and the it's so good.
If I'm at an Olive Garden, you have the unlimited breadsticks. I love unlimited anything. Unlimited, you've got me in. That's a hook. I'm in. And when I'm eating healthy, they have unlimited salad. Sure.
Yep.
I've never tried that. I've never tested that theory, but they say they have it.
The option's there for you.
Well, seeing as they bring, whenever you do get, even when you get a meal and it comes with a salad beforehand, seeing as they bring it in this massive, I'm going to assume that they do have the capability of having unlimited, because they bring it in the biggest bowl possible, where it feels like it's the claw from a vending machine that just drops the lettuce on your plate. I'm like, oh,
that is
Jesus
so
Christ.
true.
But Mary,
Absolutely.
you've gone to Olive Garden with me. The only thing I ever get there is the endless soup salad and breadsticks.
Yeah, I remember the time that we went, I was paying attention to your food. You make it seem as if I'm like, I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure
You
did.
paid
That's
so
right.
much attention to how
I
much
know.
chips and salsa I had on the border. I thought maybe you cared. I'm
No,
sorry.
No
I'm
fucking
sorry.
lie.
I thought you cared.
No lie. Swear to God. We go and we're waiting for our wives, and it's me and David, and they sit us down, and we don't want to be rude and order without our wives. So we just get they sit you down with a plate of chips and chips and salsa. And I had like, I don't know, 10 chips, whatever it was. And this man devoured the chips, asked for a refill. No fucking lie. We're 3 baskets in before the wives get there. And when I say we, I mean him, because I'm like, I'm fucking done, dude. I don't even want to eat food anymore. I think I'm stuck. And then the wives come and they order food and they order another basket, and this dude is still going at it with the fucking chips and salsa. And I was like, this is an endless. Literally, there's a bottomless pit of chips and salsa. I was like, tip my hat to you, man. Tip my hat to you. Respect. Whenever you see when a fat guy sees another, like, hey. Like Heather, the audience. This is for the audience. For those of you, Heather has beat me in a burrito eating contest, like handed my ass fucking burrito. She beat me. And first of all, I'm not the biggest burrito guy. I thought we were gonna eat tacos, but that's besides the point. But we ate was it bean burritos?
Yeah.
Yeah, bean burrito, and she fucking housed me. And I was like, okay, you win. I was like, I guess
Is it winning if I spent the next hour in the radio station bathroom throwing up? I don't know.
I tip my hat to you, my lady. I was like, all right, man, go ahead. All right, so Olive Garden. You were talking about Olive Garden. I'm sorry. Yeah, Olive Garden is fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's just all the aforementioned reasons, and the breadsticks. They come to the table. I will always, they come with in a 5. They come with 5 at a time. 2 go in the purse for later. 3 get eaten now, and then you just get them to keep coming. So eventually, by the time you leave, you've got breadsticks for like the rest of the week when you get home. Beautiful.
That's fantastic. It's funny because I go to Olive Garden and we enjoy Olive Garden. My kids love it. Everybody loves it. My wife is of Italian heritage. Like her grandmother only speaks Italian. Like she speaks some Spanish, but even when she's talking to you in Spanish, it'll quickly turn into Italian, and you just got to keep nodding. Like, yeah, no, I get it. I know what you're saying. So when my wife is that kind of Italian, where she'll be like, it's not called prosciutto, it's called briscuit. Like she pronounces it correctly, and I'm like, oh fuck you. So whenever we go to Olive Garden, she will tell you, she goes, I like Olive Garden, but don't call it Italian food. I'm like, oh fuck you. Like it's just like one of those, like, shut up, it's fucking Italian food. And they're like, no, it's not. I'm like, ugh, boy. But
they have like an Olive Garden University in Italy or something like that, where they send their chefs.
That's what the commercial says.
Yeah, that's what the commercial says. Well, that can't be lying.
Sure, Naples, Florida. our school in Napoli, like, yeah, not in Naples, Florida. I don't know, but I love it. I enjoy their food. I don't give a fuck. Kendra from what's her name? Remember Kendra said that when they were, I don't know if you remember the what was that show, Heather, with the house bunnies with the
Playmates, Playboy Mansion, the 3 of them, Holly.
Yeah.
And I forget the name of the show.
Madison, Kendra and Madison, was it?
Was it? I no, everybody remembers Holly because Holly had that spin-off show and she married that football player, but she was the one where she was the jock and she was the dumb one. Well, yeah. Even in that list, she was a dumb one. And she said that she met, like, I don't know if it was like Roberto Giovanni or I don't know who she met, but she says, oh, I love Olive Garden. And they fucking put their nose up at her. And then they did a talking head where she's like, I don't give a shit what people say. Olive Garden is delicious. Like, and I'm with her. I was like, fucking right on, sister. All right. My number 2.
Girls Next Door. That's what it was called.
There you go.
Store, that's right.
And it was Madison. Don't ask me why I remembered that. I can't remember what I had for dinner. So
That's hilarious. All right, my number 2 is look, I'm gonna go with my number 2 only not because of the food quality. Actually, it's the other way around. Just because there's more of them. So based upon how many there are, will be my number 2, and my number 1 is based on taste. But Chili's is my number 2.
Table.
Right on. Thank God.
This is the restaurant where I worked as a waiter.
Mm-hmm. All right, here we go.
Round 1.
Oh, wait. No, we got to do honorable
mentions.
Honorable mentions. I forgot about honorable mentions. Dave, what do you got for honorable mentions? I don't have a.
All right, so these are the local restaurants. So I've got Tropical Chinese here in Miami, Flanagan's, which is a South Florida staple. It is chain, but it's local. We got Finca down here in West Kendall, and Shibui, which is just the absolute best Japanese food I've ever had. I've never been to Japan, but I'm willing to have a Kurosawa-style standoff with a katana to defend Shibui against a proper Japanese restaurant from Edo or Tokyo or wherever. So there you go.
All right. Host, what do you got?
I got a couple. I would say for poke bowls, there's a place called Sovereign that we do in Plantation. There's also one in Miami and one in Boca. Freaking phenomenal. We've also got great miso. And then J. Alexander's, man. I love J. Alexander's. Just it's a nice restaurant, and it's casual dining. And there's one in Plantation, and you can go there get good steak or it's good stuff. Good stuff. J. Alexander's.
Okay.
Nice.
Heather.
All right. Well, I did have a Cheesecake Factory. I considered that for a second. It's always a good standby. You made a good pick with that. I also had Carrabba's, the more upscale version of Olive Garden, but they don't have the breadsticks, and it's not unlimited. So I don't care what their 2 pastas for $6 deal is. Not good enough for me if it's not unlimited. TGI Fridays, kind of a nostalgic thing. I missed they had the flair back in the 90s that I really loved, and the atmosphere was great. And my final honorable mention, the only non-chain local restaurant, Arun's Indian Kitchen in Coral Springs. Went there for the very first time maybe 2.5, 3 months ago. I've been back, I want to say 5 times since. And it is out of my way. Like, I have to drive a good 45 minutes out of my way to get to this place. It's just pickup right now during the pandemic, but the best Indian food I've ever had, hands down, anywhere in my life. It makes my top 5 restaurants in the entire country.
Wow. All right. All right. There's a pizza place in Chicago. And I'm one of those dudes that will tell you that Chicago's pizza is better than any other pizza. I don't give a fuck. Call it a meat pie if you want. I don't give a fuck.
Don't call it pizza though.
Guess you've never been in New Haven.
To me, it's a pizza. They call it pizza. Is the equivalent of in Coming to America. It's like his mama call him Clay. I'ma call him Clay. They call it pizza. I'm not. I don't give a shit. But there's 2 places, the Giamatti's or whatever, and I forget the other one, but they have the deep dish, Giordano's or some shit like that. They have one in Orlando as well, but I didn't know where else they had it, so I didn't put it on my list. But their deep dish is fucking bar none the best. It's the best pizza I've ever had. So that I will put them with that. I also enjoy other casual dining restaurants, such as I get a lot of shit. Fuddruckers, to me, I don't even know if that is considered casual dining, because technically they don't bring the food to you. They fucking call your name over the speaker. So I don't even know if that's considered casual dining or not.
I'd say that falls probably under like the fast casual.
Casual. Yeah. All right. And then and I'm also a big fan of Applebee's.
Applebee's. You aren't really?
I haven't been there in a long
had a good time at Applebee's. Never had a good time at Applebee's.
Great times. I haven't been there in a long time. If I'm being honest with you, I haven't been to Applebee's in a long time, but I do remember when I used to have a day job that was for any job. I don't even have any job now, but when I used to have a job, there was one right around the corner, and they would do happy hour between there and the ale house all the time. Like it's either one or the other, and we had a good time. So I don't know if it was the company that I was with because it was just coworkers, blowing out steam, but fuck, I had a good time. And I remember the riblets. That was good.
Applebee's has gone downhill significantly since, the times where it was the only restaurant near me. But I do remember in my early 20s that we would always end up at Applebee's because for some reason they served alcohol until like 4 a.m. So when all of the bars closed down, we would then you would just see a mass of cars come to the Applebee's parking lot as everybody would continue to get white girl wasted there.
Good times. But I haven't. I honestly, I don't think I've been there in over 10 years.
Don't go.
I
Don't
can't. It's fine. There's so many other places to go there now. So yeah, that's it. That's my honorable mentions. Let's go with our number ones.
Round 1. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back.
And number 1. Do it. Come on.
All right, David, what do we got for your number 1 pick, man?
My number 1 is Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza. Like 100%, this is the place that I most often suggest we either eat out to or order from. I do love like New York style pizza. I love Chicago style pizza, but my wife and I years ago we went to the Broward Center for Performing Arts to see something. I can't remember what the hell it was. And I think it might have been Wicked. And we had so much time to kill before the show started. And we were like, what the hell are we going to do? And in those days, Paul was talking up Anthony's Runway 84. And so we went over there and I took one look at the menu and I was broke as fuck in those days. And I was like, yeah, this ain't happening. So we're like, there's that pizza place over there. Let's go over there. And we fell absolutely in love with this pizza place. And so we would drive like 45 minutes from like West Kendall to Fort Lauderdale to have this pizza. And so when they started opening them up closer and closer to us, we would just keep driving to those places. And now we had one like just 10 minutes from us. And everything I've ever had there, I absolutely love. I love the ambiance, it's kind of like sports bar-ish. It's very casual. And the pizza's just damn good. I really like that, the shtick, the well done pizza, if it's a shtick, whatever. I love it. And the eggplant Merino pie for me is just that's my go-to. I can have that pretty much every day until I die. I shouldn't, but I can. Well, and
that day will come quicker if you keep having it.
Right. I used to do the Paulie's pie until I cut out the red meat, and I was a big fan of that one for a long time. Salad's pretty good, actually. I don't know why you'd go to a pizza place for a salad, but salad's not bad. So. And the drinks, the
amazing, dude. Their meatballs, holy shit! I mean, I know you guys.
But Steph and Link rave about them.
Their wings are awesome. My only issue with them is that they got rid of a couple of menu items. They got rid of the family style ribs, the Italian ribs, which were insane, and they got rid of one of their sandwiches, the prosciutto and mozzarella sandwich, which was friggin' like it was called Anthony's favorite. But the meatball sub is great. The chicken sandwich is great. The pizza's awesome.
Yeah.
Did they get rid of their broccoli rabe too?
Yeah, they got rid of the broccoli rabe.
That was one of my favorite things.
When the new owners took over.
Yeah.
The new owners dropped a bunch of the stuff.
I like their food a lot, but every time I've ordered them off Postmates, and I don't know if this is more of a complaint about Postmates than it is about Anthony's. I've had issues with the food not getting there until like an hour and a half later, or not getting there at all. Like literally, last time we tried to order from them, no lie, 2 nights in a row, The first night it got there an hour and a half later, and then the second night again we were like, "Fuck it, it's one bad time. We can't just discount it forever." And we waited for an hour and 40 minutes, and it said that it was prepping the food, and then it said the driver. The driver is getting there, and then it said there's no driver in the area, and then it said that this is what Postmates said. So I don't know if this is Anthony's fault or not, the restaurant's fault or not, but it said that the restaurant canceled the order after an hour and 45 minutes, and we were fucking.
See that happens to me with sushi sake. Anytime I use Postmates, order's fucked. So, but if I call in the order and have them deliver it, or I go pick it up, no issues.
Yeah, so I like Anthony's Coal-Fired Pizza a lot. Their food is great, but I've had real bad situations with their delivery. And again, I don't know if it's them or Postmates. It's one of those things, but their food is really good. It's excellent. All right, Toast.
Number one, man, I can't believe no one said this yet. I guess because you guys all went with Denny's. Waffle House, man. Waffle House.
I prefer Waffle House to Denny's.
Waffle House is the pinnacle. It is the beginning. It is the end. You can put Waffle House in all 4 locations of the Mount Rushmore if you wanted to.
It is not the beginning of anything.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. No, it absolutely is. It absolutely is. Waffle House is it. It blows Denny's away. And it is, it's phenomenal. And they use it as a barometer for how bad a storm is. If they close the Waffle Houses, that means you got a bad storm coming, and it's like evacuation time. There's actually like a Waffle House meter or whatever, or scale that the federal government. No, this is it's a institution. Love the Waffle House.
I like their food. I enjoy their food, but every time I walk in there, like I said this before recently, whenever you walk into a Waffle House, it looks like something either just went down or something's about to go down.
It's called character. It's called character.
What the fuck is happening here?
You're just too bougie, Neri.
Yeah, you really are. Yeah.
Yes. I don't like my tabletops to be greasy. I don't like this. And I don't what? I get it. Like, you would really like eating next to the chef. You pick Benihana's, and now you're picking Waffle House, where you're like, I want to see my meal cooked. I'm like, I don't need that. Fucking cook it over there. I just don't like the atmosphere. It's all super greasy and super grimy.
You're a snob.
The food is excellent. I'm not
You're a snob.
I'm not saying anything negative about the food. Just the ambiance is super.
Just talking about the people and everything that work there.
Yeah, I don't need to look at your 2 teeth and fucking and have a conversation with you about. No, I don't need this. Sorry.
Now, I've been to a Waffle House once in my life, sat down at a table, it's 2:30 in the morning, and we're sitting there, we're excited to order, and all of a sudden I realized there are ants on the table, crawling all over the place, just through rivers of syrup that are still on the sticky table. I'm like, oh, it's disgusting. They're on me, hitting them. We'll stand up. We're like, okay, let's just move to another table. I'm not gonna, whatever. One thing of ants, there's syrup left on the table. It's fine. move to another booth, 2 spots back. We're sitting there, getting ready to take our order, and then there are ants crawling across the table. We move to a 3rd table. Finally, we decide to just deal with the ants at the 3rd table. Whatever, we really want some
How drunk were you?
Really?
Like, oh my God. Let's forget the ants. Forget if they're crawling on your plate.
It was after a country concert, after a Rascal Flatts show. So really, really white girl wasted.
Oh, so it wasn't the worst part of your night.
No, it was not. It was not. But not the ants were not the only issue, which I finally just said, whatever, fine, ants, they're protein or something. The chef, swear to God, lit up a cigarette.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
in the store while cooking my waffles.
Nobody's even shocked. Nobody in this panel. Nobody's like, yeah. We're like, yeah.
You didn't get any ashes in it.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't like that.
I don't know that.
Ambiance is really fucking chill.
Nah, they'll get 3 inches of ash on that cigarette and it don't drop.
It's like that scene from 16 Candles with the mother-in-law.
I played in a heavy metal band for about 10 years, and every city we went to, we stopped at the Waffle House after the show. We were trashed and just fucking physically wrecked. And we walked into Waffle House and it was home. It was home. That burnt coffee that had been sitting in there all day Those skillets that hadn't been cleaned in about 35 years. That's where the flavor comes from.
Yeah, it is.
Right there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got so many great memories in Waffle House. This is a fantastic pick. Thank you.
No. Just no. Oh, I don't understand why this adds like their food is good. I've said nothing negative about their food. It's just it comes at a price that I'm not willing to pay, and it's not monetary. It just comes at I'm not. No, thank you. All right, Waffle House, good for you.
Wow. I can't believe that's the note you ended on with your picks.
Yeah, that's number one.
Yeah, Waffle House. Yeah, Waffle House. There's nothing better.
Wow.
Because you started at Benihana, which is like a classy joint. And then you
I don't know how classy it is. I
Compared
know
to
we're
Waffle
doing
House?
class.
compared to Waffle House, it's
Oh no,
fucking-
compared to Waffle House, everything's classier than Waffle House, but class doesn't play any part in it.
Well, we can tell.
I can be a man of the people. I'm a man of the people.
Oh man.
My taste knows no socioeconomic bounds.
I was gonna make the joke about compared to Waffle House, Benihana's is, and I was gonna give you the name of the steakhouse. It was super fancy steakhouse in Miami. Couldn't fucking remember the name. That's how not classy I am. I was like, I don't know, 51.
Thinking Capital Grill, Fleming's,
Grill, there you
Ruth's
go.
Chris.
There you go. Prime
I was like,
112.
Right, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, it's a number, right? Is it 56?
Heinz 57? I don't know.
All right, so Waffle House. Heather, you don't have to do much work to beat that. So if you could just give me any other restaurant on the planet.
Well,
It
I
was
know
better.
you'll be in agreement with this one because it was your number 2 pick, Chili's.
Chili's. Oh,
Chili's.
dude.
Look,
Chili's.
Chili's has always been there for me. You've got the classic 2-for-1 margaritas. Like I said, alcohol plays a big part in a lot of my picks. But also, as a vegetarian, they were one of the very first restaurants to have a veggie burger. And like they've had it for 15, 20 years. Everybody has a veggie burger now.
It's a good burger, though.
It's a great black bean
legitimately good
burger.
Yeah.
And they let you substitute the black bean patty on any of their burgers. So there are really a lot of options for people who don't want to eat red meat. And I will always have loyalty to them for that. That's why I love Burger King is my favorite fast food place because they've had a veggie burger for decades. But also at Chili's, you can eat poorly like we've been discussing for the last 17 picks, but you can also eat healthy. They have great healthy options like steamed broccoli sides, plenty of actual decent salads or flatbreads that are only like 300 calories, not like the Cheesecake Factory ones that are 1,400 calories. So I appreciate all of that. And they had NSYNC sing the Baby Back Ribs song. So can't beat it. What about you?
How can you go wrong? I love everything you mentioned except for the vegetables. That's gross. But I do love their chicken crispers are fucking legit. Their chicken crispers, I mean, that's just a staple. I love the queso dip that comes like that. It's so good. That queso dip is so good. I would love to go there with David just to see how many baskets of chips he can take down with that queso dip because I know that he's lactose intolerant. So that queso dip is really gonna do some fucking damage to him.
when they first came out, because they used to have a meat queso.
Yeah.
And then they came out with that vegetarian one. I wasn't really huge on the meat one, but that veggie queso, holy shit. Wow, I can take a bunch of it down.
In a queso dip, to my recollection, is only cheese and beans. Is it not? Does it have meat in it? I don't remember.
No, you can get meat out. You always get meat in it. This is an option.
You can.
At Twin Peaks, you get venison in it.
Oh, well, all right, fancy.
No, he's not fancy. He picked
You
Waffle
went to a
House. Shut
place
up.
that had venison. Fucking Waffle House. That's where you went.
Bro, and just so you know, Heather talking about dietary options. Pretty sure Waffle House has like a dietary menu.
Yeah, it's called anything you eat, you're gonna throw it up because you're gonna spit out the
They got like a half-calorie waffle, I'm sure. Whole wheat waffle.
Gluten-free option.
Chili's is fantastic. I love Chili's. Their fajitas are legit great. I remember one time we went there. We were college age. I say college age because I never really went to college. I mean, I did, but I really didn't. And we, broke kids. And my friend, I remember I had treated him the time before that. So he says, I got you this time. And I said, oh, I asked him, what can I order? And he says, whatever you want. I said, oh, are you sure? He said, whatever you want. So I got the fajita for the two-seater, for fajitas for two. And then he was like,
$21.99.
He's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that was like a fortune back then for us.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you fucking said anything I want. Like, I asked you. And then he was like, well, like the way he in his mind was okay with it, he's like, well, you don't drink, so I guess that's. Like, he was just like, trying to fucking calculate how much money you had in your bank account, so he could spend. But I love that fucking place. I love that food. It was great.
To that point that you made earlier, I don't think I took an order for anything as much as I did the chicken crispers. That was probably the meal I sold most there.
Yeah. Nowadays, I just last time I went there was like a month ago, and first of all, I put up this poll on my Instagram. And I put up Chili's or Flanagan's. Like, I thought that was gonna be like a good, like, divisive poll. Flanagan's blew that shit out of the fucking water. It was embarrassing.
Here,
which is embarrassing. Which to me, I'm not a fan of Flanagan's at all. Like, I don't give a fuck about Flanagan's. But I'm a huge fan of Chili's. And when I saw those results, I was like, ooh, I am wrong. I am wrong. Wow, it wasn't even close. It was absurd. It was like 12. Like, Chili's got like 12% or some crazy nonsense like that. I was like, oh my god. But there nowadays when I just go get the sampler because it literally has like the three mini burgers, the chicken crispers, whatever the fuck, and they have now a fried
Southwest egg rolls.
They have a fried cheese. Oh, so good. I am fat. All right. I am drooling over the Chili's. So my number one is a place that I thought was local. It turns out that they are in 22 different states. 22 different locations. I'm sorry. They have 2 in Florida, 1 in Miami, 1 in Orlando, and it's Chevy's Tex-Mex.
Oh yeah.
They have one. Like I said, Miami and Orlando. So you guys, it's so fucking good. It's like the closest to authentic Mexican food that I've had down here. Because every time I go to Texas or every time I go to Mexico, which I used to do a lot, I would have real Mexican food and it's really good. And then I would eat like these other Mexican restaurants, at least in Miami. And I'm like, none of these are real Mexican food. I'm going to eat it because I'm fat, but none of these are real Mexican food. But Chevy's is the closest they come. And their tortilla, it's like made on a machine that they crank up, like they hand crank the machine. And you see them put the dough in and then it flans it out. And it's whole thing. It's so fucking good. So soft, so warm. It's really good. But I love this place. I've had my birthday celebrations there a few times. It's great. Yeah, that's it.
I think they closed down the one in Miami, didn't they?
Nope. Was there about 3 months ago. So
okay, good.
Nope. That's one of the first places that I went to, like, make sure when the pandemic hit, and they're like, support your local. I'm like, we gotta save Chevy's, guys. Like, I was that dude. And they're like, it's a fuck. I didn't know it was a chain, and they're like, it's a chain. I'm like, oh, but still, guys, come on. There's only one in Miami. We gotta fucking save Chevy's.
Good job. I'm proud of you. You saved it.
Apparently, I saved it. Which, I mean, if somebody who's as unemployed as I am can save your restaurant, I think you were fine to begin with. So the number ones were Anthony Coal-Fired Pizza, Waffle House, Chili's, and Chevy's Tex-Mex. So the only repeats that we have 2 repeats. We have Chili's and we have
Benihana.
So those are the 2 that we know are going to make the final mountain, Chili's and Benny. And what other 2 would you guys put on the final mountain?
Waffle House.
Yeah, I second Waffle House. That's a great fucking pick.
Are you kidding me?
That's gross. Gross. Out of everything you guys picked, I don't know. That cheddar scratch kitchen sounds so good, Heather.
Yeah, it sounds great. I gotta try it though. I can't vote for it if I haven't never tried it. I can't vote
for it because I've never had it, but fuck, it sounds fantastic.
I liked it. I don't know that I would choose it over some of the other picks that were said.
I like Twin Peaks. I like Olive Garden. I like Denny's. I don't know what people shit on Denny's. But it's I don't know. But what do you got? Whatever you guys want. We'll put Waffle House just to save our fucking time because I don't want to.
I would back you up on Cheesecake Factory. in a heartbeat.
All right,
There you go.
Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
I'll go put that.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have Waffle House, Chili's, Benihana's, and Cheesecake Factory. That's the final mountain. All right. Thank you very much. That's the episode, guys. Thank you guys for checking us out. Let me see here. What did Andrew put? Andrew put Jim Gaffigan's bit on the Waffle House is hilarious. I would have to listen to it. I don't think I've ever heard it. Make sure you guys check out Toast on Onside Radio. Give the address of where to listen to.
OnsideRadio.com.
OnsideRadio.com.
Mhm.
Heather could be found on the Podcast and Oval Show, which could be found on the iHeartRadio app. So make sure you go to iHeartRadio app and check out Podcast and Oval Show with Heather and Mike. Check out that show. Check out Toast Show, and then check out my comedy at naryscience.com or whatwashisname.com. And that is it. Thank you guys for checking us out. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Toast, for coming by on the show. Appreciate you guys. Check out the podcast, the Orange Bowl Boys, on any podcast site. You guys have a Patreon too, is correct?
Yeah. Also check out Benched, the podcast, and Toasted Sports.
You have 3 different podcasts?
Yep, 3 of them.
Fuck. All right.
The hustle. The hustle.
Yeah. I mean, I have 3 different podcasts, but none of them are sponsored, so that doesn't count. You have 3 sponsored podcasts. That's different. Heather,
Waffle House has sponsored this one.
Yeah.
You see how much of a whore I am? The moment you said that, I was like, yeah, no, I love Waffle House. Like, I immediately turned, I was like, yeah, I fucking
It's classic. Who would love a Waffle House?
Absolutely zero fucking like qualms about, yeah, no, it's integrity, no integrity at all. Heather, what's the name of your podcast?
Oh, yeah. My podcast, Tesseract TV. You can follow us at Tesseract TV on all the socials. We've got talking about Falcon and the Winter Soldier now. I believe Neri's going to join us for the finale this weekend.
Yep.
Nice.
Can't
we'll shit on Wanda. It'll be great.
And Neri appears
in true Neri fashion. Yeah.
And Neri appears every Friday morning on my show, or Thursday morning. Every Friday morning. Yeah, every Friday morning. Yeah. On my show on Onside Radio, Toasted Sports.
Onside Radio. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Check that out. Every Friday morning, 8:45. Check out Onside Radio. I do a guest spot there with Toast. He's been really nice enough to let me on and talk shit about what's going on in geek news. And yeah. Dave, just to let you know, Heather and I both will talk shit about Wanda because that we both believe the same thing. So thank you guys for checking us out. Check out the podcast. Can't wait to hear you guys. Thank you for coming on. And that's how lists are made. All right.